Well, hello gang, Von Fry here, playing video games, not necessarily jogging. Thought you guys might like a little something different. I have bitten the bullet and renewed Xbox Live Gold for the overpriced $60 just so that I could put together this particular video and hopefully a little bit more. So what have I been playing in games? Well, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I liked it. Not necessarily doing a review. You know, it's in the 9 out of 10 range. It was an improvement over the previous one. I thought it was pretty good. You know, that's about the extent I'm going to say there. Also played the Rare Collection. Bit dismayed to find out that the hardest video game ever made, Battletoads, was nerfed and I was able to beat it in about 2 hours. But mostly revisiting older titles. Mirror's Edge in particular. It took me about a month to go through this and do the completionist activities of speed runs, time trials, special stuff like that. This is one of my favorite games, and I felt great going through this and getting the 1000 gamer score. Yeah, all the achievements, minus the DLC, of course. Yeah, that took me a good month of trial and error, and not so easy to play a game that is not designed for the legacy inverted control scheme. This video in particular is about Geometry Wars. Over the last 2 months I've been chipping away at this, and this is my guide for the Survive a Million achievement. First thing you want to do, turn the audio off. You just saw right there. That is the biggest tip I can give you, and I felt compelled to do this video because no one has a good walkthrough for Geometry Wars Retro Evolved Survive a Million. Turn the audio off so that you can understand when each specific type of enemy is going to spawn. They all have their different blurps, their sound effects, and as you play the game, I was chipping away at this, you know, maybe an hour or two each night for a couple months, getting back to where I was when I previously played 10 years ago back in college. Man, time is flying when you do nothing. And yeah, this is my gameplay from my 1,000,000 point run. The 5-minute limitation on Xbox Live's recording, the DVR that is, won't show the whole thing, but you can see a little bit of what I did. They say you want to go in a circle pattern. Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, clockwise, counterclockwise, what difference does it make? You do want to change it up on occasion. I had been getting around 700,000 for my highest score for a couple of weeks, really. And I found that at about that point is when you got the achievement for the 10 times multiplier. So then you have to go a bit further to get to the Survive 1 million. Well, the night that I got this, my first game in, I cracked 800,000. I was like, screw it, I'm not sleeping till I get this. Put on Adam Carolla's podcast, and within about maybe an hour and a half, I was able to not just get to 1 million, but burn past 1 million. And yeah, this is a special run right here. You can see these jacks. These guys gave me a lot of issues at first. Several of the enemy types you want to try to get as far away from as possible so that you can get their pattern to follow you to the edge, and then you can sweep around them, and with distance you're able to take care of a lot of these enemies. You saw a little earlier there that I had the packet of the pink squares come at you. As soon as you see those, that's when you want to dart all the way to the top or bottom of the screen. Don't bother shooting at them. If you shoot them, they explode and become more of a mess, and that is what throws people off when they're trying to do the circular patterns. I do get a little bit bomb anxiety. When I started this particular run right here, you could, well, as far as the video is concerned, it was at about 250,000. You want to get to about 200k before you use any bombs. And after that point, whenever there's a particular type of enemy that raises flags for you, you can bomb that up. And I always felt that these jacks were kind of hit and miss. Yeah, sometimes I could get them to work for me, but if it was an enemy where it's more of a crapshoot, yeah, go ahead and finish them off. And if you work the jacks early enough, you don't have that many of them to deal with later. The pink's also an issue. The spaceship, I guess it's a spaceship. It's like an enemy ship coming at you, right? I like to go after those guys first. I find that if you home in on them, everything else with a predictable pattern is going to be easier to take out. And of course the black holes, I don't know, what else could you call them? They're red, but they suck things in, right? I use them to control the battlefield. A lot of people go after just blowing them up as quickly as possible. You can, but later stages, they're more useful to actually take down some of the enemies for you. And there you can see, first death right there. 1.145. And at that point, you don't want to just go ahead and turn off your console. No, you actually have to play through the lives. So here I am with Seppuku, just draining the lives off. Not particularly engaging to watch right now, but the achievement will not unlock until the game is completed. Kind of amazing to me. If you play the Xbox 360 on the Xbox One, these games, Xbox Live has a tough time figuring out the dates you did this. Like, it said that I got this achievement in the 1700s, and yeah, the achievements actually show up on screen, whereas you don't see them when you're recording Xbox One. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this.